In this exercise, I'm going to show you how to straighten a crooked photograph. Now, you would think such a simple operation would have a simple solution. The solution, though, is actually fairly elaborate, and it relies on a few secret handshakes, things that you would never figure out on your own. But once you learn how to do it, it works very nicely. I'm working inside of an image called cruiseship.jpg, found inside the exercise files folder. The first step, the way that I like to do this, is to go ahead and duplicate your image so that you have the original image to fall back on. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a few moments. But for starters, let's go up to the image menu and choose the duplicate command. And I'll go ahead and name this image straightened or something along those lines. And then I'll click OK. And we'll get another version of that exact same image up on screen. Then I want you to go over to the eyedropper tool, click and hold on it, and choose the ruler tool, which allows us to measure things inside of an image. And now I want you to use this ruler tool to drag along something that ought to be exactly horizontal or exactly vertical. And it's usually easier to measure the horizontal because that's your horizon line. So what I'm going to do is measure this dock. I'm going to start dragging right here and drag all the way down the dock like so. And I'm just going to try to make sure that I'm keeping this line along the plane of the dock. And you can always change the angle if you want to by dragging one of these endpoints. You can always drag an endpoint and drag it to a different location in order to change the angle of the line once you get it exactly the way you want it. This is one of the twisted things. You go up to the image menu, and here's the secret handshake. You choose image rotation and you choose arbitrary. And in Photoshop, the arbitrary command means highly specific. It means exactly the opposite of what you might think it means. It means that we're going to apply a specific degree of rotation. And it already knows the degree of rotation to apply because of your measure line. So you don't have to do anything. You don't have to change any of the values. In fact, you shouldn't change any of the values. Just go ahead and click OK in order to accept that angle of rotation. Now comes the part where I asked you to duplicate the image. See how we have these white wedges all around the image? You can see these wedges that have shown up. And what we want to do now is crop those edges away, clip them away. But we don't want to remove any more of the image than we absolutely have to. So here's how I suggest you do this. Go up to the image menu and choose canvas size, which allows you to change the size of the canvas on which the image sits. And that's, basically the physical size of the image itself. So I'm going to choose canvas size. And it's telling me that it measures whatever, really doesn't matter. I'm going to change this to pixels so that we can see the exact number of pixels inside this image. Now I'm going to go ahead and lift the size of the original image by going up to the window menu and choosing the cruise ship command. And that's going to enter the exact size, again in inches now, I got to switch back to pixels, the exact size of that original image. So, in other words, we're clipping away now half of the white space. Not all of it, but half of that white space. We need to go even farther. We need to clip that much again into the image. And so I'm going to turn on relative. Right now we're seeing absolute values, exactly how wide and tall the image is. If I turn on relative, I'll see that we're reducing the width of the image by 79 pixels. And the height of the image by 144 pixels. Now I would just get a calculator. Most phones have calculators, and just do the math here. Just double each of these values. So 2 times 79 is 158, and then 2 times 144 is 288. And notice that I'm keeping these values negative. Now I'll click OK. Photoshop is going to ask me, hey, you're going to clip away some of the image. That's OK. Click Proceed. And now notice we don't have any white wedges left over. And we've clipped only as much of the image as we had to crop away. And that, my friends, is how you straighten a photograph inside Photoshop.